Hello there, how are you? Man, sorry, I've not been able to, get time to create more videos, but also I'd like to take some times off and see if what I'm doing makes sense. And of course, when you look at what makes sense is of course sometimes feedback. So guys, please give me good feedback so that I'm able to understand. Are we in the right line? What are we doing that you can, improve on? Someone asked me a very interesting question that I'd like to talk about today. Someone asked me, Felix, do you get to interact with the people like normal Kenyans? What do they ask you, and so on? And I was like, it kind of felt hurt. Like, do I look that unapproachable? I mean, of course, you've met me, you notice that I'm a quite approachable guy. I'm easy to talk to, and I tell stories a lot. So today's what today investing lesson is not from big investors that you know. Today's investing lesson is from Kamau, the shoe shiner, next to Archives in Nairobi. So one time I was about to, think it was some time last year. I was supposed to go for a, I was supposed to take my friend for Manhattan for these walks. Touch a child's heart. I used to do that when I was growing up, and I used to raise money. I always feel like good cause is also a good investment, not just for you but for humanity. Don't just invest for yourself. Also care for people around you. That's an amazing thing to do, by the way. And wow, the same day I had golf. I was like, how am I going to juggle the two? So this is the first time that I decided that I'm going to try a golf kit. So I'm in town and I noticed that my shoes are dirty. And I always say this: if you're going to a place, if you're going to meet your peers, know what your peers are. And I mean your peers are not in terms of age. Your peers could be your peers in business or even in age. So if you're going to meet your peers in a bar somewhere, wear something your peers look like so that you don't look like the odd one out. So I looked at my shoes and they were dirty. So I went to Kamau and I told Kamau, hey, Kamau, Uber, I'll give you 2 minutes to start. Then after that, I'll call an Uber to take me to Windsor. That is what I was going to play the game. And he said, no, let's interact. Kamau is a very interesting guy. So I asked Kamau some few questions. So I had to not order my Uber. I had to wait. So I asked Kamau an interesting question. What is that one thing that you learned from your job? And he told me this. People told him about Nairobi is not what he got on the ground. People told him Nairobi is a land of opportunities. This is the place where you get to interact, you get to build businesses, you're able to build yourself, and so on. And this is the case of this. This is actually the perfect example of what happens when life throws onions that are going to make you cry, or what is it? Lime, I think. People talk about, is it lime? Ndimu. Maisha kupatia ndimu. What do you do with that? Like when life gives you, I'm trying to look for another name for things like lime. Okay, but let's use lime. What do you do? And he says, you make a lemonade. For the case of an onion, this is what you do when life gives you onions. Instead of crying, you make a stew with it. So what was Kamau's stew? Kamau decided that if there's one thing that he knew how to do for shine, was make shoes shine. And he decided to start on that. And he said that, of course, during the first days, his work wasn't the best. He had some few challenges here and there, sometimes spilling water on customer shoes, but he kept on learning. That's a very interesting story from Kamau, is that he kept on learning. I think there's a post somewhere, I think I put on my threads this week, and it was like, when life is tough, you choose something easy. For example, when entrepreneurship is hard, you choose 9 to 5. When writing stories, when reading a book is hard, you know what you're going to do? You're going to choose Netflix and you're going to binge watch. So it's like when you're faced with hard choices, what you end up doing is trying to look for easy ones. And for Kamau, trust me, being a shoe shiner, imagine, picture this. You're from Muranga and you know what Muranga people do. Most billionaires in Kenya come from the one single place, Muranga. If in fact the biggest, when you mention some of Africa's beacons in terms of now being in Kenya, where they're from, Dr. James Mwangi, Mwangi Regi, all these guys, all these big names are from one place, Murang'a. So imagine this, big businesses have been from where? Have been from Murang'a. And then you, the same place, come up and you are shining shoes. He told me this. When life gives you lemons, you make a lemonade. When life gave me shoes to shine, I wanted to be a masterpiece of it. So understand this. People are very judgy. But I'll tell you this: entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Content creation ain't for everyone. Trust you me, it's a long process. Choose a journey, but stay the course. Learn, like I like to say, my first days when I was learning about investment, it was like on the basis of like, I just wanted to understand it, and grow it. And what has happened is that I have transpired from one place, one level to the other, one level to the other, one level to the other. And what has taught me is that if you stay the course of investment, if you stay the course of shining your shoes, it will give you massive investment. Because what happens is that Kamau gets up at, he told me he gets to work at by 5. He's there, he's at his workstation. He's proud of what he does. And I think some of us are not even proud of what we do. And so today I want to give a shout out to Amambogas, watchmen, name them, all those people that do things that we never think about. The house manager, or some of us they call them watch and so on. The house ups, big up to you, because the work that you do is tremendous. You people do an amazing job. So Kamau says this, he gets to work at 5 a.m. How many of us gets to work by 5 a.m.? And he says by the time it's 9, he's made the money that he needed for the day. And the rest of the time he gives his juniors. So I was so shocked that somehow, within that small circle next to the archives, he chose to polish my shoes, and I felt really nice. Because imagine a master coming to you and telling you, let me serve a fellow master. And I was like, this is a story worth telling on a golf course. In case I'm in the hole 19 and I'm tired, let me talk about this. So let me tell you this, guys, today. Whichever thing that you're doing, it's on investment, it's on finance, you're cooking, please stay the course. Because that is one thing that Kamau taught me. Stay the course. Paso costos, Mr. Lagan. Short step, long vision. You gotta start from somewhere. So if your lemons are to start as an employee, as an intern, make the best use of it. And investment, by the way, trust me, I'd rather invest than be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is excruciating. It's mad. Trust me when I say this. Entrepreneurship, it's not for the faint-hearted. Believe you when I say this. But investing is for everyone. Because just take this. One thing I shared last week, I think weeks ago, not even last week, is that if you decide that every month I'm just going to take 10% of my money, of my income, and put it into a fund, it will grow. So take 10% and put it into a fund. Let it grow. In fact, now that I've told you that, I'm about to take my 10% and put it into a fund today. Because learning to grow, taking the journey towards investment, is a lifelong journey. I hope we get to interact again. And cheers. Manze, please make sure you subscribe, because I'm told I have to do this now. Subscribe, share this video, and big up to Kamau and all the shoe shiners in Kenya. See you next time, guys. Have a wonderful evening.